Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to beautiful and sunny right now Beasley Field for the 2021 Atlantic Baseball Showcase gold medal game of the 22 and under division here, featuring the away team, the Dartmouth Junior Dry, and the home team this afternoon, the Halifax Mets. So first for the starting lineups for the visitors, batting in the leadoff spot, playing center field, Leighton Cuvalier. Batting second, playing second base, Tyler Chipola. Batting third, the first baseman, Jack Fader. Batting in the cleanup spot, playing shortstop, Noah Boutlier. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Nathan Boutlier. Batting sixth, playing third base, Jake McKinnon. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Bryce Davis. Batting eighth, the duck hunter, or DH if you will, Nate McKinnon. And behind the dish tonight, the catcher, Mike Noggle. The starting lineup here for the home team, Halifax Mets. In the leadoff spot, the left fielder, Jared Dinn. Batting second, playing second base, Matt Stackhouse. The shortstop, batting third, Ryan Abraham. Batting fourth and pitching, Cam Ritzie. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Ryan O'Toole. In right field, batting sixth, Larry Barton. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Ben Rittenberg. Batting eighth, the catcher, Nolan Bennett. And rounding out the offense for Halifax, the center fielder, Fulton Logan. So like previously mentioned, hitting fourth and pitching is going to be Cam Ritzie. And taken to the mound for Dartmouth is going to be Matt Bradley. So as the coaches head out here for their little mound or plate visit, pre-game meeting, coaches Justin Ritzie and Mr. Gowdy, we will bring you opening pitch here very shortly. We do appreciate you tuning in once again here to High Button Sports live stream and the championship game here at the 22U division. Great crowd on hand here at Beasley Field, and we are just moments away here from both teams taking the field. Looking forward to bringing you the action here, as it's going to be a great game and a beautiful Sunday afternoon here. Hang tight, we'll be right back with you here in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here on the live stream, both teams very animated here as Cam Ritzie, the Halifax pitcher and cleanup hitter, which is a very rare occurrence in the game of baseball, is going to take the mound now. So Halifax electing to save Ritzie here until the championship game. It's a high-risk move, but very confident in their team, and here they are playing for gold. So as Ritzie warms up here, the leadoff hitter Cuvalier sizes it up. Two teams that are very familiar with each other as they play quite often. So the battle of the bridges, if you will. We will be back very shortly here with the start of the game at the 2021 Atlantic Baseball Showcase gold medal game here from picturesque Beasley Field. And we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. All right, and off we go here. Gold medal on the line now as the leadoff man, Leighton Cuvalier, steps in, patrolling center field. Cam Ritzie stands back at the back of the mound here, sizes up the opponent. He's going to toe the rubber. And we are about to get underway here. So two highly talented teams squaring off, well known to each other. It's going to be a good battle. And the first pitch from Ritzie is going to be in there for ball one. So first pitch, 330 right on the nose, so running on time here thus far. Pitch number 2, swung on and hit to right field for Cuvalier. And Larry Barton's going to park under that in a can of corn, and that's going to be the first out here in the top of the first inning. So Halifax in the all whites, Dartmouth in the black. And that brings up the second baseman and a front runner for the all-flow team, as we previously mentioned, the second baseman, Tyler Chipola. He's having a pretty good tournament. It's the first look at Halifax here at Beasley Field. So we'll keep you updated with the on-the-fly scouting report as we move along here. First pitch from Ritzie. It's going to be in there for strike one, so ahead in the count now is Ritzie, the big right-hander from Spryfield, Nova Scotia. He looks on. That's going to be second pitch is grounded to the second baseman, Matt Stackhouse, who takes a knee, and a good hustle down the line from Chipola. And that's going to end in the second out. And Matty Stackhouse, while I have you, comes from a very, very baseball-friendly family. Every single one of them played the game of baseball. I actually had Sandy, the dad, as a coach, so great family. We're going to move on to the three-hitter here, Jack Fader, who hit a clutch RBI double earlier in the game to send Dartmouth to the finals. And he's going to look to continue that success here against the big man, Ritzie. So two away now. That's a big swing, left side line drive, and that's right at the left fielder. So that's going to do it here in the top half. So a very efficient inning for the Halifax Mets and Cam Ritzie. No runs, no hits, no runners left on. And we're going to head to the bottom of the first here with Halifax coming to the plate. And here we go with the bottom half of the first inning here. Leading it off for Halifax, the left fielder, number 2, Jared Din. A beautiful orange high socks here. After a quick inning there for Ritzie and the Mets, they're going to look to get something going here on the sticks. As previously mentioned, the gold medal is on the line here at the 2021 Atlantic Baseball Showcase. And the first pitch from Bradley is going to be up high for a ball. So Bradley, fresh off throwing 50 pitches through 5 innings here yesterday. A very efficient outing for the Southpaw. And he's fallen behind 1-0 now. The 1-0 pitch. It's going to be well outside for ball 2. So Din working himself into a hitter's count here early. Lots of noise here from the Halifax dugout. 2-0 pitch. That's going to be in there for strike 1. That's a good take by Din. Wasn't the pitch he was looking to drive. And as a leadoff hitter, you want to do your absolute best here to work the count and make the pitcher throw. So the 2-1 pitch now from Bradley shakes off the sign. From the windup, the pitch. And that's going to be hit on to shortstop to Boutlier. He grabs it on the backhand and a throw to first, and that's going to be the first out. So a good, clean, smooth play from shortstop Boutlier, who has been stellar there this weekend thus far. That's going to bring up the second baseman, and a player I've had the pleasure to coach over the years, Matt Stackhouse. Great teammate. Always has a smile on the face, and he's going to give you his all out there, and you can't ask for much more. So 1 away now for Dartmouth. Stackhouse at the plate. Very active bat here before the pitch. And that's going to be swung on and 2-hop to Boutlier, who takes it on the backhand again. The throw across to Fader. And that's quickly 2 up, 2 down here for Bradley and the junior dry. That's going to bring shortstop Ryan Abraham to the plate here. The hard-hitting shortstop. If my co-host was here, he would be absolutely in love with these stirrups. It's going to look good, feel good, play good here for Abraham, hopefully. And the pitch from Bradley with 2 away. He shows bunt, lays down a beauty, and that's going to be a tough play for McKinnon. And he's going to reach on an infield bunt single. A very unorthodox 3-hole, but it's going to get the job done. And a good stretch from Fader there. Just wasn't in time, so tough play for McKinnon. And Halifax is going to get their first base runner. It's going to bring up Cam Ritzie, the pitcher. Going to try and help his own cause here. 2 down, runner on first. Slide step from Bradley. Sneaks through the glove of Noggle just in behind him, and the awareness to know exactly where that is truly shows his experience back there. So 1 ball, no strikes. A runner on first now, Abraham. It's going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. So a good location there for Bradley. Intentionally staying away from the inside part of the plate, as Cam Ritzie was the contestant for Halifax in the home run derby. So a man of many talents, Pitching, hitting 4. And that's going to be in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bradley gets ahead here. He's going to be looking for the strikeout pitch to get the Dartmouth junior dry back on the sticks. As Bradley takes the sign from the catcher Noggle. Takes a look at first. Runner staying put. Up and out now, 2-2. So a good eye from Ritzie. Looks down at the coach. Got to wonder if they're going to start the running game. I'm sure they're well aware of Noggle's defensive awareness and his good arm from back there. As we've seen 2 runners thrown out on 2 attempts. And the runner's going to stay put, and that's going to hit to the right side by Ritzie, and that's going to get through. And Bryce Davis picks it up on a 1-hop. And a little bit of life here with 2 outs for Halifax, as Ritzie lands on first with a single. So that's going to bring up third baseman Ryan O'Toole. He's going to look to give Halifax a lead here. So a single, you're going to assume with the speed of Abraham, is going to score a run here. And that's swung on and hit to the shortstop, Boutlier, who elects to go across to first, and that's going to end the inning. So no runs on 2 hits, 2 runners left on base. And we'll bring you the top half of the second inning here when we come back. Welcome back here to the top half of the second inning. Shortstop Noah Boutlier coming to the plate. The hard-hitting shortstop. Looking at his first at-bat here of the game against the big man Ritzy, who had a very quick first inning. 3 up, 3 down. That's always a good sign for your pitching staff. So Boutlier with 1 home run so far this tournament. Absolute moonshot over the left field wall. He's going to take the first pitch from Ritzy. He's going to leave that one alone. It's going to be balling outside in the dirt. So Ritzy falling behind 1-0. 1-0 pitch down and away as well. So that's going to be ball 2. So good hitters count here for Boutlier. 2-0 pitch. That's called a strike. Off-speed pitch, it looked like. Could be wrong. Have been wrong before. So 2-1 now. That's going to be swung on and fouled just to our right. Didn't quite make it up the hill here in the blind spot at Beasley Field. No action on the track and field stadium. We're going to go ahead and assume there'll be no injuries up there today. So 2-2 pitch now from Ritzy. That's swung on and hitting the exact same place as Boutlier has a look. He's fighting off the outside corner here. Looking for a pitch to drive. Infield at regular depth. He'll try the 2-2 once more. And that's going to be hit into center field. And a good jump out there by Fulton Logan. He decides to let that one bounce in front of him and take no risk here early in the game. So that's going to be a leadoff single here for Boutlier. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Nathan Boutlier. You keep it. Well, the left fielder, fresh off a big game here in the semifinals. It's a couple of doubles and a couple of RBIs. So obviously going to look to continue that success here with a runner on first with nobody out. So Dartmouth with their leadoff hitter on. We're going to see Ritzy from the stretch for the first time, and that's a pickoff. Tried to catch him snoozing. It looks like Boutlier is wide awake. As Nathan Boutlier takes a deep breath, sets himself in the box. From the stretch, Ritzy now. Long look at first. The pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 1. So once again, falling behind here on first pitch. Not a whole lot of first pitch strikes here early on. And we all know how I feel about those. So lots of deep breaths here from Boutlier. And if you're just joining us here, this is the gold medal game of the 22U division. That's going to be another pickoff. Boutlier's back in there plenty of time. So the 1-0 pitch now from Ritzy. Swung on and missed, and a healthy hack there from Boutlier. And the count evens up at 1-1. So Coach Sanderson down there giving the signs. Elects to go with the high socks this game. Could have been from my co-host comment about his tight pants. And the third pickoff attempt at first base here, and he's going to slide in, and he's going to get dirty early on. So a little bit of laundry to be done here at the Boutlier household. We'll try 1-1 once more. The pitch. And that's paint on the outside corner. Strike 2. So after falling behind 1-0, Cam Ritzy now back in control, 1-2 here. Runner on first, nobody out. Top of 2. That's going to be Cam Ritzy's first strikeout of the game. So 1 away now. That's going to bring up the smooth fielding third baseman, who's been a busy man this weekend. He made an error in the very first game and hasn't looked back since. I hate to dwell on the past. Sometimes that can affect you in the long term. But not Mr. Jake McKinnon. So middle infielders at double play depth. Ritzy going to drop a curveball in there for strike one, so there it is. Getting ahead. No balls, one strike. Bootleer at first. Another throw over, so the pitch count to first base getting mighty high here. And Ritzy, I'm sure, is well aware of the running game by Dartmouth. Relatively big lead by Bootleer at first. The pitch to McKinnon, up and out. Not sure if that was meant to be a pitch out. Regardless, it's going to be 1-1 here. Nothing doing. Looks like catcher's going to have an issue with his glove here, and a pretty important piece here of the catcher's gear. It's going to be Nolan Bennett's going to head down to the glove maintenance department in the Halifax dugout. He's going to go with the backup mitt. Nope. The third string mitt. Gives it a punch. Seems to be a fan. Let's see if the new glove plays a factor here. So McKinnon in now, 1-1 count. One out here in the top of the second. It's a good off-speed pitch from Ritzy there. Swung on a miss by McKinnon. And he'll do the loop around the umpire to reset here. He's back in now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McKinnon. Ritzy quick peek to first. The pitch. And he's going to hold off there, and that's going to even the count here at 2-2. So good eye there by McKinnon with 2 strikes. So you got to wonder if Dartmouth's going to put the running game in motion. Runner stays put. That's going to be hit into the left field gap, and it's going to be smothered out there by Fulton Logan, the center fielder. So covering a lot of ground, as if that dropped, it was going to go down for extra bases. So 2 away now for veteran right fielder Bryce Davis. Great walk-up tune, might I add. Always anxious to see what they choose. So 2 away now in the top of the second here. Runner still at first base. Another throw over. And he was about a half step off, so maybe a little bit of mind games trying to be played by Ritzy here. Noah Bootleer's having none of it. And that's going to be swung on and popped down the right side to the blind spot. And that's going to drop foul. Not fair, foul. Davis is going to be 0-1 here. So Ritzy working ahead. It's going to be low and outside for ball 1. It's going to even the count. So the new glove seems to be working for the catcher here. 1-1 pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 2. That's swung on. That's going to be trouble for the center fielder, and he dives, and that's going to get by. Larry Barton is there for the backup, and that's a good play by Barton out there, and a great try by Fulton Logan, the center fielder. And Bryce Davis has himself a base hit. So runners at the corners now for Dartmouth. That brings up the DH. Nate McKinnon, who had a couple RBIs earlier today, showing some great plate coverage, shooting the ball in each direction. We're going to have a little meeting here between Bennett and Ritzy. Not a long one. Might have just ran out and said, "Sup." So 2 away now. It's a big at-bat for McKinnon and the junior dry. That's going to be up and out for ball 1. So McKinnon at the dish. Catcher Noggle on deck, awaiting his turn. Another pickoff. And Davis is back in plenty of time. So the 1-0 pitch now from Ritzy. And that's going to be too high for ball 2. So once again, another good hitting count for the Dartmouth hitters. As Ritzy falls behind 2-0. Bootlier bouncing around on third base, trying to get in the dome of Ritzy. That looked good from up here, but it's ultimately going to be ruled a ball. So 3-0 now. The Halifax bench not too happy about that call. So it looks to be a makeup call maybe. It also is a tough angle for us up here in the booth, but that's going to run the count 3-1 now. I think I'm looking another hit to the right side, and that's going to get foul. As the fans watch that one drop in front of them. So 3-2 count now. 2 out. That's going to move Davis on the run here. And that's going to be swung on and hit to the right fielder, Barton, who does a little hop. Parks under at 2 hands, can of corn. And that's going to end the inning here, the half inning here. So no runs on 2 hits, no Halifax errors, and 2 men left on. And we will bring you the bottom half here in just a moment. All right, leading off for Halifax here in the bottom half. It's going to be right fielder Larry Barton. Another Halifax player who I've had the pleasure of coaching. Happy to see him still playing the game here. That's going to be strike 1 from Bradley. One of the funnier guys on the Halifax roster, that's a guarantee. Loves to have fun. Second pitch from Bradley is going to drop into the dirt. 1-1 count now. 1-1 pitch from Bradley. Swung on, hitting the 3-hopper. And that ball is going to bounce up and hit Bootlier in the face. He's still going to make the play. Doesn't look to be too phased here. The classic Beasley hop and that in-betweener there. Not quite enough time to charge that and take it on the second hop. So Larry Barton's going to reach with a single. Not going to give an error to Bootlier on that after taking it in the chops. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Ben Rittenberg. As Barton jumps off with his secondary, and that's going to be in there for ball 1. The 1-0. It's going to be chopped foul down to the third base coach of Halifax, Chris Monroe. You can get that back in with a solid arm. Never warmed up. Still looks good. So we are going to have some action down in the Halifax bullpen right now, as Larry Barton takes his lead off. That's going to be in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now from Bradley. Rocking the very large number 77. More of a hockey number if you ask me. But at the end of the day, it does make no difference. So slide step from Bradley, and that ball's going to be popped up for Chipola at second base. Calls everybody off, parks under it, can of corn. So that's going to be out number 1. That's going to bring up the youngster, Nolan Bennett. Rocking number 3. With Barton at first, lefty-lefty matchup here. That's a big cut from Bennett. He's going to fall down in the count here, 0-1. Swung on and chopped to second base. This could be 2. The tag, the throw, and he's going to get him, and that's a heads-up play by Chipola. Even though on the tag, he wasn't quite sure if he still had the ball. Indeed, he does, and that's going to be an inning-ending double play for Dartmouth. And we'll go to the bottom half here for no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on for Halifax in the top half. Sorry, the bottom half. And leading off the top half here for the Dartmouth Junior Dry, the catcher, Mike Noggle. And we're going to go 9-1-2. And another absolutely heat walk-up song here from Noggle. So Noggle's older brother at the field as well. Maybe not today, but normally working the beer tent down there, which looks pretty busy here for the gold medal game. And you got to love to see it. Local supporting local. Nothing better than a cold beer on a hot day. So that's going to be popped up just inside of first base now. That's going to be come on and caught by Ben Rittenberg. So that's going to bring up the center fielder, Leighton Cuvalier, the leadoff man. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Walking up to some little red hot chili peppers. Always a crowd pleaser. So Cuvalier, the leadoff man, versus Ritzy. First pitch is going to be in there for strike one on the outside part of the plate. And the umpire's been very generous with the outside part of the plate here. So if I'm pitching, I'm looking to pound out there. And now he goes inside with a curveball. And Cuvalier quickly down 0-2. So that's swung on. That's going to be a line drive just in the feet of Stackhouse. He grabs it, shows Umpy. Umpy agrees that it was indeed a catch. So 2 away now for the second baseman, Chipola. Fresh off a double play to end the inning. He's going to take the first pitch up and out for ball 1. That's going to be a curveball in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away here in the top of the third. Ritzy once again falls behind. That's going to be right down the chute for strike 1. So Chipola electing to take there. Not the pitch he wanted to see. And we are going to have pitching coach Noah Trider come out and have a quick chat with Cameron Ritzy. Not really sure what did happen. It looks like they're going to hurry up the bullpen. I'm not entirely sure what the issue may be. Cameron Ritzy has played a ton of ball this summer so far as he double dips with the Halifax senior team as well. So fatigue and soreness could be a factor here, but he's going to keep pushing like the true warrior that he is. And that's going to be right between the numbers for Chipola, and he doesn't look happy. Umpire's going to guide him down the first base line here just in case. And that's going to be a base runner here for Dartmouth. So speaking from experience, that ball in the numbers, that's going to sting here for a couple minutes. Chipola's not going to show any weakness down there. Doesn't want to give any edge here to Halifax. So we got another Coach Justin Ritzy running down to the bullpen. So Justin Ritzy, the older brother of Cam Ritzy. And Justin, a great athlete himself. So 2-way with fader up. That's a big hack. And that's going to end the inning here as we will wait for the word on pitcher Cameron Ritzy. So no runs on no hits. 1 hit by pitch and 1 runner left on here in the top half of the third. And that's going to bring up Halifax here in the bottom half in just a moment. Before we start off, bottom half of the third inning, I'd like to give a big shout out to Adam Denny. He's always locked and loaded on the HB content. Once again, tuning in. So Adam, hello to you, brother. And I hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Fulton Logan. to lead it off here in the bottom half of the third. It's going to be 0 for ball 1 from Bradley. So Fulton takes ball 1. Of course, myself and Justin growing up with Adam Denny, longtime friends. That's going to be in there for strike 1. So 1-1 now. As Fulton looks on for the first strike. So we're going to go 9-1-2 here. The 1-1 pitch. It's going to be taken on the outside part of the plate, and we're going to have a small conversation here. And the Halifax bench erupts. It's not going to help their cause any, if I've learned anything from saying stuff to the umpires. So 1-2. And that's going to be 2-hop to third base to McKinnon, who double checks that he has it, another seat across the field. So once again, McKinnon a busy man at third base. He's certainly getting his reps in. That's a good play for the first out. That's going to bring up the top of the order here, Jared Din, who's 0 for 1 thus far. Looks like whoever was in the bullpen for Halifax is ready to go. I'm going to assume a pitching change. Pitch 1's going to be in there for a ball. So 1-0 now. 2 Din. The 1-0 pitch. It's going to be looped in there for a strike. So a little bit of a curveball there. Buckles the knees a little bit. Wasn't the pitch he was looking for. So he steps back, takes strike 1. That's going to be a ball in the dirt picked by Noggle and jumps right up out of the squat. Dartmouth choosing to go with the pinstripe pans here today. It's going to be in there for strike 2, so that evens the count now. 2-2, 1 away here in the bottom of the third. And the Halifax dugout's going to be out of voices here by the end of the day, I'm guessing, which is always good to see. As Din follows that one up and out, and that's going to run the count full here. So 3-2, 1 out. Bradley to Din. The payoff pitch on its way. And that's going to be driven foul down the right side. Just on the other side of the Dartmouth bullpen. The payoff pitch from Bradley. Stroked again as Noah Trotter jumps out of the way. He says, "You can go get that, Mr. Ump." I'm going to get back in my squad here. So we'll try the 3-2 once more from Bradley. And the leadoff man, Din, is going to work a walk. That's the first walk issued by Bradley here thus far. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Matt Stackhouse. Stackhouse steps in, no batting gloves. He's going to take ball in the dirt, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 of the second baseman, Stackhouse. He's going to take strike 1 in there. He may have, uncontested, the best Sox in the tournament. The colors blue and orange really tickle my fancy here. The runner's off on the pitch. Noggle the throw. And the throw is in line. An absolute dart from Noggle. But Din's going to slide in there with a stolen base. That's going to put a runner in scoring position for Stacco. So a good team play there, showing Bunton pulling back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Was mighty, mighty close. The umpire right on top. So you can't argue positioning there. But a hell of a throw once again by Noggle, who's shown time and time again that he does have the arm to make you think about not running. So 1 away, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 Stackhouse after they fixed the little issue at second base as Din went in sliding hard. Bradley takes a quick look back to second base, the slide step, and that's going to be hit to center field for Cuvalier. He's got a beat on it. He makes a small leaping catch, and the runner's going to tag, so very good heads-up base running there by Din. And that's going to move him 90 feet closer. For the shortstop, Ryan Abraham, who had a bunt single his last at-bat. So runner on third here with 2 away. So you got to assume that McKinnon's going to play in here. It's going to be in there for strike 1, so Bradley gets ahead. 1 strike. And there is, excuse me, Cam Ritzie in the on-deck circle. So a no-brainer keeping him in the game. Not sure what position he will play. And that's going to be a nasty curveball that buckled Abraham's knees. I'm not sure what the comment was to the umpire. Maybe that was a great pitch, but that's going to be in there for strike 2, sorry. A good location on the outside part of the plate. It's going to be ball 1 here. So 1-2, 2 out. Abraham at the dish with a runner on third in Jared Din, who stole second and was moved up on a sack. That's going to be looped into left field for Nathan Bootlier. He'll park under it into the mitt. And no harm done here for Dartmouth. So we'll take you to the top half of the 4th with Dartmouth coming to bat here. So there is going to be a pitching change here for Halifax as Mason Taylor takes to the mound. Cam Ritzie will stay in the game, and he'll go to first base, and that'll close the book on his pitching. He threw 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, a hit by pitch, and 1 K. So short work for Ritzie, but they elect to keep his bat in the lineup, and that makes complete sense as he was the home run derby contestant for Halifax, and he actually came second to Dartmouth hitter Lee Holman. So a great showing from the Nova Scotia boys in the 22 under division. So with Ritzie moving into first base, that's going to put Ben Rittenberg on the bench. So weird turn of events. We hope everything's okay with Ritzie. You got to assume that it was maybe an arm issue as he grimaced there a little bit and then plunked a pole in the numbers. So that's going to lead the way here for Mason Taylor. Gets his warm-up done. Showing a little bit of chest lettuce out there. And with that change, pitcher Mason Taylor is going to slide into the 7-hole. And leading off the top half of the 4th inning, it's going to be the hard-hitting shortstop, number 15, Noah Bootlier. So as the catcher Bennett and Taylor run over a few housekeeping things. And now Bootlier is ready to go here. So a scoreless game here, the 2021 Atlantic Baseball Showcase gold medal game in the 22U division, as Team Nova Scotia took the gold medal in the 17U earlier today against a good New Brunswick team. So once again, would like to congratulate both those teams on an absolutely incredible game and a great weekend. And that first pitch is going to be in there for ball one. So Bootlier working ahead in the count. A type of guy that looks for the hitter's count. And he has enough power to hit an alley, and that's going to be inside, and the umpire's going to call it a strike, so that's going to even the count 1-1. Little peek back from Bootlier. He nods. Okay. It's a good spot. Now he knows. So the 1-1 pitch here from Taylor steps off. Rocking the no undershirt, and the button's undone with a chain. Could be an intimidation factor here for Dartmouth. And we're going to try this once more. Bootlier not a big fan of the weight there. We're going to try the 1-1 here. Motionless, Taylor on the mound from the windup. That's swung on and missed. That's a good pitch. It's calm, cool, and collected from Taylor here as he enters the game for Ritzy. So 1-2 now to Bootlier. He's going to look to spark the boys here in the top half of the fourth. So the wind-up pitch from Taylor. That's swung on, and that's hit out to the center fielder. He's going to park under that, and that's going to be the first out. So the second Bootlier in the lineup here for Dartmouth, Nathan Bootlier, the left fielder, number 8, who's 0 for 1 thus far, facing the new pitcher, Taylor. Works out to a first pitch, first batter out very quickly. Not first pitch. The heat might be starting to affect me up here in the booth. So 1 away now for the left fielder, Bootlier. And that's going to be hit up the middle. And Abraham with a great diving play. He just misses it. And that's going to be a hit for Nathan Bootlier. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Jake McKinnon. So a great attempt there by Abraham, the shortstop. Just comes up a little bit short, and that's going to fall in there. So Jake McKinnon, another player with great baseball bloodline in the family. Spent some time with the Dartmouth Dry senior team. That's going to be ball one outside as the jersey of Taylor flares open. So 1-0 pitch now. Bootlier on first. Nathan Bootlier, for those of you wondering. That's going to be taken on the outside corner for strike one. McKinnon didn't like it. Not a whole lot of reaction. Has a quick chat with the umpire. It's been there for both sides now, so consistency is going to be key here for the umpires. Everybody's usually pretty hard on them. It's a tough gig. The 1-1 pitch now. And that is well up over the catcher. And I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a little bit of a loose grip, but a little bit of a chuckle from the pitcher, Taylor, as he knows obviously that wasn't the plan. And that's going to move the runner up, Bootlier, to second base. It's going to be a 2-1 count for McKinnon. So McKinnon looking to clutch up here. The runner in scoring position and 1 away. Two-one pitch. That swung on to the right side, and that's going to at least advance the runner, so Barton charges hard. And they're going to set him, and the throw to the plate is on the money, and he's going to slide in safe as the ball gets away from the catcher, but a hell of a throw from the right fielder, Barton. It was right on the money. may have taken a high hop at the last second there, and that's going to open the scoring here for Dartmouth on an RBI single from Jake McKinnon, and his teammates are going to love that. So one away still. Dartmouth taking a 1-0 lead on that single from McKinnon. It's going to bring up right fielder Bryce Davis all the way from Sackville, Nova Scotia, just across the magazine. He looks at that pitch for strike one on the outside part of the plate. That'll give a little more life to the Dartmouth bench, but Halifax not going away, matching their energy out there. So McKinnon at first. Taylor from the stretch. He's going to drop a nice curveball in there for strike two, and Davis wanted no part of that. Obviously had a pitch in mind, and that wasn't the one. So Davis now adjusts the pants. Taylor takes a quick peek at first. Into the set position. 0-2 pitch. That's going to be taken. Good eye there by Davis as the ball low and away. And a good job by Taylor here mixing up his timing. And giving little to no chance for a read here at first base. So one away. 1 ball, 2 strikes with McKinnon at first. Mason Taylor another peek over. Runner stays put at first. Swung on by Bryce Davis, and that's going to get over the head of Larry Burton. And that ball is out of here. So touch them all, Bryce Davis. And he's going to be loving that. And you can hear the people cheering all the way from Sackville. And that is an opposite field tater, folks. Not an easy task. And he is going to be fired up as the Dartmouth dugout is going absolutely bananas. So energy is high here for the veteran Bryce Davis, who's going to be real happy with that one. He rides his hot streak here in the last couple games. So that's going to be a 3-0 lead here for Dartmouth, still with 1 away. So that's going to be a 2-run shot there for Davis. And that's going to give the crowd here in Dartmouth something to cheer about. So first pitch here from Taylor to Nate Dog McKinnon, the DH, who's 0 for 1 so far. He's going to take ball 1 on the outside. So the Dartmouth dugout really enjoying that wild pitch here. And that's going to be ball 2. So the second one to the backstop here. And pitching coach Noah Trotter is going to make another appearance here on the mound. So Noah, the brother of Dartmouth Moosehead Dry player Jalen Trotter, is having a pretty good year up there. Can't complain about that. So another good baseball family here on an HRM. And you got to love that. So quick chat. Nothing too crazy. The umpire won't even venture out. McKinnon's going to be a good hitter's count here. 2-0, the exact same as his number. The pitch from Taylor. And that's going to be in there on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. So a good bounce back pitch here from Taylor. Two, 1 now, 1 away. That's swung on, hit between short and third. It's going to be picked up from Abraham. And a big stretch from Cam Ritzy. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. So a close play there and a great throw from Abraham, and that's going to be the second out. So that's going to bring up the catcher here. Noggle. Sans undershirt. So it's going to be the battle of the no undershirts here. Dartmouth out to a 3-0 lead here. A 2-run bomb from Bryce Davis. That's That's going to be up and in for ball 1 here. So Naga looking to flip the order over with a guy on base, keeping it alive here with 2 away. The 1-0 pitch now is bounced in, missed by the catcher. And I hope the umpire's wearing a cup. So he looks to be fine. We're happy to see that. So 2-0 now. 2-Noggle, the catcher, hailing from Dartmouth. That swung on and hit up the middle. It may have been touched by Taylor, so Stakos picks it up to throw in the dirt. And that's going to be picked by Ritzy, and that's a great play to pick up his second baseman, Stakos. So a great play by Ritzy, fresh off the mound into first base. And you almost think that he's a staple over there, and he's done this before. So that's going to be 3 runs on 3 hits and a moonshot from Bryce Davis. And Dartmouth out to a 3-0 lead here in the top, and we will bring you the top. We will bring you the bottom half here when we come back. That brings Cam Ritzy, the cleanup hitter here. Starting pitcher to start the game, moving over to first base. He's 1 for 1 so far with a single. It's going to be strike 1 from Bradley. So the 0-1 pitch. Going to be a changeup in the dirt for 1-1. Halifax looking to get their leadoff runner here. Want to chip away at that 3-0 lead. That's swung on. That's going to be in the feet of Jack Berrigan running down to the bullpen. He's going to get that ball back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, and we do have some action down in the Halifax bullpen. That's swung on and missed, and that's going to be the first strikeout here for Bradley, and that's a big one. So number 66 steps in now. Ryan O'Toole. The pitch from Bradley. That's swung on and missed for strike 1. And that ball bounces off the plate into the backstop. So we do have action in the bullpen in Halifax, and it looks like it's going to be shortstop Ryan Abraham down there. As we look at the pitch from Bradley. And that's going to be a ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike to the hitter O'Toole. That's going to be in there for strike 2. So a half swing from O'Toole. He's 0 for 1 so far. Count is even here at 2-2. So another wild pitch to the backstop, this time from pitcher Bradley. And that's going to be full count here as he readjusts the jersey. I just overheard someone loves playing in Dartmouth. I'm assuming that's coming from the Halifax dugout, so they're not going away anytime soon. And the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be ball 4, so O'Toole works a walk. So Larry Barton, the right fielder, is going to step in. Remember, he had that single that bounced up and hit Noah Bootlier in the face. So runner at first now with 1 away. It's going to be just up and out outside. Ball 1. Barton now looks out. Bradley seems to be worried about the runner here, and that's going to be 2 balls, no strikes. So Barton being very patient here. That's going to be ball 3, so 3-0 now to Barton. See if he can climb the ladder all the way back here. Because obviously the red light is going to be on here. And he knew right away that that was going to be ball 4. So that's 4 straight here for Bradley. And we're going to have a quick mound visit from Coach Gowdy. We're going to have some action now as Sean Hubly, the right-hander, is going to head down to the bullpen now. It's a good strategy here by Gowdy, taking his time out to the mound. So now we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Halifax, and it's going to be number 26, Ben Weatherston, and he's going to hit for the pitcher, Mason Taylor. So one would assume that that's going to end his day, and that's going to be in there for strike. So a common theme here this weekend is the mound visit, immediately followed by a strike. Unfortunately, you can't do it on every pitch. It seemed to work this time. So 0-1, runners on first and second. It's going to be ball 1. So things are getting rowdy in the Halifax dugout. It's a 1-1 pitch here with 1 away. That's going to miss outside. So good eye off the bench here from Ben Weatherston. So 2-1 here from Bradley. That's going to be in there for strike 2. He works himself back even here as Hubly works down in the bullpen. So the 2-2 pitch. Middle infielder's at double play depth, and that's swung on and missed for Bradley's second strikeout of the day. And that's a big out for Dartmouth. And that's going to get our second out here. And that's going to bring up the young catcher, Nolan Bennett. He's going to look to keep the inning alive here. And get a little 2-0 rally going here for Halifax. Bennett 0 for 1 so far. So Barton at first, O'Toole at second. That's going to get him to jump out of the way there, trying to dominate the inside part of the plate in the lefty-lefty matchup. Not interested in the hit by pitch, looking to drive in a run here. That's going to be fouled right back to the screen, and Bennett right on that one. And Bradley can't keep the jersey tucked in. May have to add another hole to the belt here. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Bennett, the catcher. The runner in scoring position. And that's going to be roped out to the outfield for Cuvalier. A small, almost a collision out there, but that's going to be hauled in by the center fielder, Cuvalier, who is a very good defensive center fielder. So that's going to be no runs on no hits, no Dartmouth errors, and Dartmouth holds on to a 3-0 lead here, and we're going to go to top of 5 when we return. So we are going to have some defensive changes here for Halifax. The shortstop, Ryan Abraham, is going to come into pitch now. And that's going to move Ryan O'Toole from third base over to shortstop. And that's going to put Weatherston at third base. So a little bit of shuffling of the defense, and it's always nice to have options. And Halifax certainly has lots of those. So that's going to move us to the top of the order here for Cuvalier and Dartmouth. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 respectively. And Cuvalier is 0 for 2 so far. We're going to take the first pitch here from Abraham very shortly as he takes his sign. He's ready to go. That first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. And every ball that's thrown here is getting a mighty, mighty reaction out of either dugout. So you can tell the rivalry here from the two teams that are separated by only a bridge. That's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. Cuvalier doesn't seem too fazed by it. It's going to be 1-1 now. So shortstop turned pitcher, Ryan Abraham, one of the leaders in that Halifax dugout. It's going to fall down 2-1 here. The beer tent is still booming here, folks. And they've just announced half-price chips. So the fans are having a great day at the ballpark here, and that's swung on by Cuvalier, and that's driven down the left field line, and that's going to land just fair down into the picnic tables. And one lucky fan is going to go home with a game ball. What? And if you did hear fair there, I did mean foul. So I'm sure you've picked up on that by now, so my apologies. The 1-2 pitch to Cuvalier. And he's going to get rung up by Abraham, and that's going to be the first out here and his first strikeout. So welcome to the game, Ryan Abraham. He racks up his first K. going to bring up the second baseman, Tyler Chipola, who's 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, right in the numbers. He seems to be just fine here. So first pitch in the dirt. 1-0 now. Hubley still warming up down there in the Dartmouth dugout, or bullpen. For a guy who plays baseball, I'm sure having a hard time keeping my terms in place here. And it looks like the umpire is going to take that one where the sun don't shine. And that's the best way I can describe that for you while we're live. He still musters up enough strength to make the strike call, so very admirable scenario here for the umpire. And he looks like he's ready to go here. I'm going to go ahead and assume he's not wearing a cup. Sometimes it still does hurt. We've been a part of that before. That's enough talk about that. We're going to go to the 1-1 pitch here to Chipola. That's going to be inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. So you got to feel for the umpire here. So I'm sure a lot of people feel the pain here in the crowd. The 2-1 pitch from Abraham. It's going to be swung on and fouled off the catcher. So another close call for the ump. He's taking an absolute beating back there, but he's standing his ground. 2-2 now, 1 away. To the second baseman, Chipola. And that's going to be inside for ball 3. So 3-2 now, runs the count full. Another full count here at the 2021 Atlantic Baseball Showcase. The batters all showcasing their eyes up there. And that's going to be up and out. Absolutely no question for Chipola, and he's going to trot down to first with a walk. So Chipola now has a hit by pitch and a walk, so the on-base percentage numbers are looking great. And that's going to bring up the long, slender first baseman, Jack Fader, who, as we've mentioned before, does not really like to wear sleeves, but he's going to be forced to here. Jack with a little bit of pop in his bat. He had a walk-off bomb for the senior dry this year. It's a big moment for his career. Chipola over at first. Now the pitch from Abraham. That's going to be just inside there, taken for ball 1. So Fader up here with 1 out. Runner on first. The gold medal game here of the 2020 U Division at the Baseball Showcase. And that's going to be inside, and that's going to be called a strike, so 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch on the way here from Abraham as he takes a peek over at first. That's going to be ball in the dirt, and Chipola with a great read. He's going to run into second base, and he'll advance on the ball in the dirt here. So runner at second now, 1 away. It's the part of the lineup you want up if you're Dartmouth. Something to the right side at least here to advance the runner for the shortstop Bootlier up next. Chipola gets himself out of the double play scenario on a ground ball. So 2-1 now is swung on and absolutely crushed. And it's going to be gone down the right field line. Jack Fader, as we mentioned his pop, is going to absolutely blast one. So Jackie Fader is going to touch them all here. And that was a no-doter. He's going to be very happy. So sleeves or not, Fader showing off some pop, and that's going to be a 2-run bomb. And the Dartmouth dugout is fired up right now. It's going to extend the lead to 5-0. So Noah Bootlier steps in now. He's 1 for 2 with a single. A strikeout, I do believe. And that's going to be just up over his head for ball 1. So the 1-0 pitch now to Boutlier. It's going to be swung on, hit to the center fielder. Fulton Logan's got a beat on it. And that's going to be the second out of the inning, but not before Jack Fader. It's an absolute monster shot down the right field line. And that's going to be a souvenir for one of the houses in the neighborhood. So Nathan Boutlier walking to play with some Drake playing. And if you don't know who Drake is at this point, it might be time to crawl out from under the rock. So 2 outs now. Dartmouth leading 5-0. Ryan Abraham on the bump. The first pitch to Boutlier on its way. And that's going to be popped up to the first baseman, Ritzy. Boutlier not happy about that. But the damage is done this inning as Jack Fader and Tyler Chipola team up for 2 runs here in Dartmouth. And we're going to bring you the bottom half here in just a moment. And leading off here in the bottom half is going to be the center fielder, number 15, Fulton Logan, who's 0 for 1 so far. It's going to be strike 1 from Bradley, who's back out there. That's going to be strike 2, swung on and missed. Bradley's not done yet as Logan looks on here. Down 0-2. That's going to be paint on the outside corner, and that's going to be Bradley's 3rd strikeout of the day. So he says, Hubley, you can sit down. I'm still good to go here. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. Well, very respectable numbers here from the leadoff guy, Jared Din, patrolling left field. That's swung on and missed. And that's a foul ball. And that's going to hit the transformer, and hopefully that keeps the power on. And it's looked like it's gonna. No balls, 1 strike here to Din. Another swing and a miss here, strike 2. So obviously Bradley was not a fan of the action in the bullpen. And you got to think his confidence is on another level here after another home run by the Dartmouth first baseman. The 0-2 pitch bounced in for ball 1, a great block by Noggle. Well, Noggle, there's a good chance he takes home about 80% of the dirt here from the field. His parents aren't going to be too happy on laundry day. So a curveball that kind of buckled in a little bit. He swings through it, and that's going to be the 4th strikeout for Bradley, and he's cruising now. So that's going to bring in the second baseman, Matt Stackhouse, who's 0 for 2 so far. He's He's also grown about 7 inches since the last time I've seen him. Well, it's always nice when the young guns are absolutely towering over you as a 30-year-old or almost 30-year-old. The pitch from Bradley. And that's going to be taken for strike one, much to the dismay of Stackhouse, but he says that's fine. Get back in here. So good style points from Stackhouse. Big fan of the color coordination. He's going to take strike two here. I've always been a fan of the Mets colors. Played for the Mets as a young kid before I moved to Dartmouth. The 0-2 pitch. And that's going to hit him in the foot. So that's going to be a free 90 for Stackhouse, and he has absolutely no problem taking pitches off the body. That I've learned about him. So that's going to bring up the pitcher, Ryan Abraham, who's 1 for 2 with a single. And that was a bunt single in the first inning. So the 3-hole, laying down the old bunt single. Very unconventional, but it works. So Stackhouse at first. Bradley to Abraham, swung on, and that's going to get by the catcher, Noggle. And Stackhouse will trot into second, so that'll advance the runner here with 2 away. Bradley takes his time back to the rubber. Sun just starting to disappear here a little bit cooler here at Beasley Field. Doesn't seem to be affecting the beer tent too much. And that's going to drop in there for a curveball, so Bradley really effective with that deuce here today, and that's going to be 1-2. Sorry, 0-2. And a pitch on the outside corner, and a big punch-out from the umpire, and that's going to be strikeout number 5 for Matt Bradley. There's not a whole lot you can do with that pitch, so no runs on no hits. 1 runner left on for Halifax. And we will take you to the top half of the 6th inning here when we return. And leading off the top half of the 6th inning here for Dartmouth, it's the third baseman, number 19, Jake McKinnon. It's 1 for 2 with an RBI here. And he started the scoring here for Dartmouth. Abraham still out there on the bump. That's going to be outside for ball 1. So if for some reason you are just joining us, this is the gold medal game here of 22U between Halifax in the white and Dartmouth in the black. And Dartmouth is out to a 5-0 commanding lead here on two home runs. One by Bryce Davis and one by Jack Fader. And the appeal down to third. That's going to be ruled a ball. So 2-0 for McKinnon. One of the more patient hitters in the tournament. The guy's in no rush here to swing. Very choosy up there. The pitch from Abraham, and that's going to be ball 3. So 3-0 here. Bat's going to be on the shoulder. And that's going to be in there for strike 1. So we'll see if Abraham can climb the ladder. He falls behind 3-0 and then launches in a strike. So here we go with the 3-1 pitch. That's swung on to the right side to Stackhouse. He'll smother that up, take a few steps to first, let it fly, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Stackhouse making absolutely sure he's in the right position to make that play, and he does. And that's going to retire Jake McKinnon. So Davis now, he's 2 for 2 with a home run and a single and 2 RBI, so he's having a game and a great time to break out for Davis. His check swing, strike 1. So 1 away now. That's going to be in there for strike 2. So Abraham goes with 2 off-speed pitches. The 0-2 pitch is hit hard out to center field. That's going to be pulled in by Logan. So another good piece of contact there for Bryce Davis. It's going to bring up Nathan McKinnon. And you got to think he's a big fan of his name these days. I'd be pulling that card quite a bit. You have no idea who I am. I'm Nathan McKinnon. So 2 away now. McKinnon is 0 for 2. That's going to be in there for strike 1. So Abraham working quickly here and working efficiently. He's jumping ahead, 1 strike now. That's fouled straight back off the top of the backstop. And the umpire says, not a chance, Noggle, I'll get it myself. So 0-2, 2 away. It's going to be a curveball that doesn't dip. It's 1-2 now as Coach Justin Ritzy sits on the baseball bucket on having a look here. Lots of energy still in the Halifax dugout. That's going to be swung on and fouled over into the track. And that's going to wake the fans up out here on the right side of us. We'll try it 1-2 again. And that's going to be out in the outside corner. And not much argument there as it's been there all day. So he's going to sit the side down here. And Abraham's going to rack up his 2nd K of the night. So no runs, no hits, no Halifax errors, and nobody left on base. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 6th here with 2 at-bats remaining for Halifax. So time is ticking, and we will be back with you very shortly. Leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning here for Halifax. It's going to be Cam Ritzy, who's now at first base, and he's 1 for 2 with a single here. Bradley back out for his 6th inning of action. With the pitch count up to 115, that's not what he's thrown, but that is what he is allowed to throw before he must exit. And I don't have the official number for you. So that's going to be fouled up here towards the track. It's going to be 1-1 now. So Ritzy looking to spark the Mets. Excuse me. That's just outside for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch from Bradley to Ritzy. Swung on and missed. That was a healthy hack there from Ritzy. So 2-2 now. None away here, bottom of 6. Gold medal game here at Beasley Field. And that's going to be in there, and he's rung up on strike 3 on the inside corner. He gives a very disgusted look to the umpire. And he will walk back to the dugout, and he is not going to be happy about that. So that brings in the shortstop now, Ryan O'Toole. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he takes strike 1 here. So O'Toole started the game at third base. After Ritzy came out, he did some shuffling, and now he's at shortstop. So the umpire's going to have a couple words here. The Halifax dugout, and I did hear a knock it off. That seems to be the favorite line here of the umpires. That's probably the best way to go about it without causing too much of a stir. Snowballs, 1 strike to O'Toole. It's going to be inside for ball 1. So Bradley still bringing it here. No action in the Dartmouth bullpen. One pitch is in there for ball 2. Halifax dugout still very lively here, and that pitch is going to be swung on and looped in front of the pitcher, and Bradley tries to apply the tag, and O'Toole dangles him, and a nice desperation play by Bradley as he tries the tag and misses. He flips around and bare hands it to Fader, who gets the out. Now Fader and O'Toole are going to have words, and I'm not sure Fader's going to want to take that one on. And now we're going to have a double ejection. And now they're still yapping. I'm going to peek my head out the window here and try and get and it doesn't seem like anybody's a big fan of Dartmouth here. So Jack Fader is going to be tossed from this game, as well as Ryan O'Toole. Apparently there was a warning issued. Now there's going to be some changes made, and the umpire was having none of that. So it's starting to get chippy here. Even Barton in on the mix now. Things are getting rowdy in the beer tent. You got to assume those are Halifax fans down there doing the yelling. So once again, Fader and O'Toole are going to be ejected. And that's going to bring in number 22, Lee Holman, to replace Fader. I'm not sure of the whole story. It was just a couple words exchange. The umpire had enough. He sends the 2 of them home early here. You're out of here. So the rivalry continues here between Halifax and Dartmouth. Ryan O'Toole, if I'm not mistaken, is a hockey player, and he's one tough customer. So the umpire puts an end to that. We're going to try and get back to normal here with 2 away. That's going to bring Larry Barton up. And Larry Barton's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He has a good chuckle with Noggle here. Things seem to have lightened up. O'Toole seems to be walking off steam here behind the dugout. Jersey off. Jack Frater, I'm assuming, has lost the sleeves. That's going to be out in there for strike 1 on the outside corner. So no balls, 1 strike here for Bradley. That's going to be strike 2 in the exact same spot. So 0-2 now. 2 away. And why not go back out there? That's going to be ball 1. So Larry Barton down 1 ball, 2 strikes here, and Halifax down to their last 4 outs. And that's going to be chopped to third, just foul, and picked up by Coach Monroe. Throws a 1-hopper back to Bradley, and we'll try that again. The pitch fouled into the Dartmouth dugout. And I was correct. Jack Fader is, in fact, in his sleeveless. That seems to be his go-to look here as he walks off some steam. So 1-2 here, 2 away. That's swung on. And that's going to get down in the gap for extra bases for Barton, and a 1-hops the fence. And he's going to wheel around, and the relay throw is just going to be smothered by Chipola. And Larry Barton's going to have himself a double. So a good piece of hitting there for Barton. I'm going to have to assume that was all those years of me coaching him. I don't really have anyone to chirp me back here as Aiden had a game of his own. So that comment's going to stand. Big swing and a miss here from Weatherston, who replaced Ben Rittenberg. So 2 away now, runner at second. Dartmouth still with a 5-0 lead. It's going to be change up in there for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Barton gets a jumping lead off second base. That's swung on and missed for strike 2. Another good location there for Bradley. There's still no action in either bullpen. That's going to be fouled back here at the broadcast booth. And it hits the roof. And maybe that'll fix the elevator. So now we're stuck taking the stairs. We'll try 1 and 2 here again. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So that's Bradley's 6th strikeout of the game, and he is rolling right along here. It's going to be no runs on 1 hit. No Dartmouth errors. And we'll take you to the top of the 7th here in just a moment. So now playing shortstop after the O'Toole ejection is going to be Jared Dinn, who was previously in left field. And we're going to start at the number 9 here. We're going to work our way 9-1-2. So it's going to be Noggle, Cuvalier, and Chipola. So Abraham back out on the mound for Halifax. He's going to throw strike 1 in there on the outside corner. So 0-1 now. Top of the 7th. That ball is going to be hit hard to center field. And Fulton Logan had a bead on it. It just drops down. It's a tough play for Logan. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Noggle, his first hit of the night here. So now he's 1 for 3. That brings us back to the top here with Leighton Cuvalier. 0 for 3 with a K. Looking to change his fortune. So Dartmouth still leading 5-0. On 2 home runs and a single here. As Cuvalier looks on. Pitch from Abraham. That's swung on and fouled to the right side here. That's going to drop in front of a few fans. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 Cuvalier. That's going to get by the catcher, and Noggle's going to move up. So 1 ball, 1 strike. To the leadoff man, Cuvalier, who's a staple in the outfield out there for the junior dry. He's going to look to cash in and extend this lead. With nobody away and a runner at third, just 90 feet away. Two balls, 1 strike now. The 2-1 pitch from Abraham is going to bounce in front of the plate, and that's going to score Noggle. So a quick trip around the bases for catcher Noggle. The Halifax crowd, the Dartmouth crowd, very happy with that one. So that extends the lead to 6-0. Cuvalier still at the dish. He's going to have himself a 3-1 count. Coach Sanderson down there at third base with a big smile. That's going to be ball 4 to Cuvalier. That's going to bring up the second baseman and front runner for the all-flow team, Tyler Chipola. Might have the deepest voice in the tournament. Haven't had too many conversations outside the booth. So that is based loosely on very minimal information. So Chipola with Cuvalier on first and Holman on deck. Nobody away. That's going to be outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, runners off. The throw, not in time, as Cuvalier takes a tag to the face. I'm going to go ahead and assume that that was obviously not intentional. So that's a stolen base for Cuvalier. It's a good throw from the catcher, Bennett. Just a little bit late. So we're going to have a little powwow here at second base. Cuvalier looks to be fine. From here, it looks like he may be smiling. Ball's going to be flipped back into Abraham here. And we will separate. So a stolen base for Cuvalier here. It's going to be a 1-1 count to Chipola. The runner in scoring position. That's going to be chopped to the right side. Foul. Picked up by the Dartmouth first base coach. Throws it back into play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Chipola. No. So 1 and 2 is lifted out in behind second base. It's going to be a tough play. Fulton Logan camps under it. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. So that's going to bring Lee Holman into the game after the ejection from Fader. He's going to take a curveball in there for strike 1. So 1 away here in the top of 7. Gold medal on the line. Halifax trying to get back in the dugout and on the sticks here. That's going to be strike 2 at the knees. Lee Holman says, I'm 6'4". May have been a little low. Nonetheless, he's in a hole here now. Oh, Cuvalier at second. Abraham looks back. Quick peek. The pitch. That's going to be fouled back by Holman, and that's going to get down into the mezzanine area, where one of the organizers, Paul Arsenault, looked ready to field it, but it was nowhere near. So no balls, 2 strikes to Holman. And he swings and misses, and that's going to be dropped, strike 3. So Cuvalier's going to move up, and a ball in the dirt picked by Ritzy, his 3rd pick of the day. And had there been a collision there, it would have been a very heavyweight collision. And that's going to be 2 away here for the shortstop, Noah Boutlier. Boutlier 1 for 3 with a single and a ground ball off the chops. So Abraham looks on now. And that's swung on and popped up, but just in behind first base. Cam Ritzy's got a bead on it. He makes the play, and that's going to retire the side here. So 1 run on no hits, no errors. And that's going to bring us to the bottom of the 7th here with Halifax's last kick at the can. And they're going to look to chip away at a 6-0 lead here. So base runners is going to be key for Halifax if they do want to come back in this game. And if for some reason you are just joining us, this is the gold medal game here at the 2021 Atlantic Baseball Showcase between the Halifax Mets and the Dartmouth Junior Dry, or as they like to call themselves on Twitter, the Juns. So last kick at it here for Halifax, and we'll bring you the bottom half of the 7th inning here momentarily. So that's going to bring the catcher to the plate here, Nolan Bennett. It's 0 for 2. Very solid defensive catcher, Bennett. The future looks good for him. So Bradley back out for his 7th inning of work. And they're going to roll with the hot hand here. It's going to be ball 1 to Bennett. So Halifax got to look to be patient here. They're going to need base runners as they trail by 6 here in the top of the 7th, and that's going to be popped up. Noah Bootler is going to take charge and smother that one, and that's going to be out number 1. So Halifax down to their last 2 outs. The center fielder up now, number 15, Fulton Logan. So the Halifax bat boy hustles out, and great job by that young fella. Just a young baseball fan. So 1 away now for Logan. That's going to be strike 1. So earlier today, Team Nova Scotia U17 beats New Brunswick U17 to claim the gold in the under-17 division, and they await the winner of this gold medal game as the two will face off shortly after this game here tonight in an added bonus game. As Coach Justin Ritzy saunters out to grab a foul ball. Looks like he might be cold wearing the coat. We'll have to ask him. So 1-1 here. Swung on and roped into center field, and Cuvalier has a beat on it, and that is right at him. So a good piece of hitting there from the center fielder, Logan. It lands right in the hands of Cuvalier, and that's going to be the second out. So Halifax down to their last out here, trailing 6-0. You never say never, but it is definitely going to be tough. So lefty versus lefty matchup. 2 away now. He tries to lay one down. That's going to be fielded by Bradley. Turned and thrown. And he's going to be safe. So good wheels from the leadoff man, Jared Din. And he's going to be 1 for 2 now with a walk, a single, and a stolen base. So a solid evening for the left fielder, Din, who's now playing shortstop. That's going to bring up Matt Stakos, the second baseman. The runner on first and 2 away. So that ball is absolutely drilled foul in behind the backstop. That's going to hit the new structure here. Matty Stakos may be getting a bill after this one. So 1 strike. Second pitch hit hard down the left field line on the ground just left of the bag, and that's going to be a foul ball. So no balls, 2 strikes. Halifax down to their last strike here as Team Nova Scotia rolls into the field. So that's going to be shot down the right field line, and that's going to land just foul. So a good quality at bat here so far from Stackhouse. He's been fighting off some tough pitches here from Bradley. As the smell of tobacco creeps into the booth up here. Unless it's me. We'll try the 0-2 here once again with 2 away. Din on first. That's going to be way outside here for ball 1. Maybe trying to get him fishing. To no avail. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 Stackhouse. And he swings. He hits that hard down the left field line. And that's going to get down. That's going to be a single for Matt Stackhouse. He's going to keep this game alive. So Stackhouse, 1 for 3. With a hit by pitch and a single. That's going to bring up the pitcher / shortstop, Ryan Abraham, who's 1 for 3 with a single. Once again, that was a bunt single in the first inning. So good speed out of the right side batter's box here. Something to be aware of. So station to station is what you're looking for here for Halifax. And that's going to be swung on and hit to the shortstop. And this should do it. That's flipped on at Chipola. And that's going to do it here for the ball game. So make the final. Dartmouth 6, Halifax 0, and a great game played all around. So the difference being 2 home runs, 1 from Bryce Davis and the other one from Jack Fader, the sleeve monster, who was eventually tossed from the game. So the Dartmouth Junior Dry are going to take some lip here from the Halifax Mets. And they're going to win the gold medal, and they're going to play Team Nova Scotia U17 here in about an hour's time for the extra championship game in the showcase, and that's exactly what it's all about, folks. So as the two teams take to the baseline here, we will be giving you the player of the game presentation. We do appreciate you tuning in once again in our second last game here at Beasley, and there's been some incredible ball games here. And High Button Sports is very happy to bring you the live action to the best of our ability. We hope that your viewing experience is as fun as we're having up here in the booth as we wait for the player of the game presentation. And they're making their way out onto the field now. Go close up to them. So John Cannon's going to present the player of the games here from Happy Harry's, the major sponsor here at the showcase. So my man Larry Barton with the player of the game for Halifax, and he had a great game. A single, a walk, and a double. And that's going to be a good game from Barton. And player of the game here for Dartmouth is going to be pitcher Matt Bradley. He racked up 6 Ks, and he gets the win. So we'll leave the cameras rolling here for the medal presentation. We will turn the sound off, so I am signing off here for High Button Sports. I am Dudes. And for my producer, Belly, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will be back with the last game of the tournament here shortly. So stay tuned, where the Nova Scotia U17 selects will take on the Dartmouth Junior Dry for the double gold. It should be a doozy, folks.